maybe the mixing and the sound. Is the sound clear for you? Aren't you having the effect? No effect? Okay, good morning everyone. No, that is a little bit low on a Valentine's Day. Good morning everyone. Okay, happy Valentine's everyone. Give your neighbor a high five and welcome them here. Thank you for the prayer. We appreciate Allah is with us today. It's a Friday. And I'll start right away. We don't have a lot of time here. In a few, we will be done. My name is Mulindwa. I am a proud district of OQATA WELLNESS SOLUTIONS. I'm very proud of being here, seeing months those are, but they're still counting. Not 2 months, they are more than 2 months. And I'm very, very excited to be the trainer for the day. Hassan, we have that feedback. Maybe when I come here, Hassan needs to balance that. I need to stay here, but I can't stay in one place. I have to manage the audience. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Today we are going to talk about something very, very, very important in MLM, network marketing. And this one has caused many people to get frustrated. We don't want to get frustrated. Are we together? You're in business. And as business owners, there is a lot you have to learn over time. You have to be educated in this business. Are we together? Yes, one of the things I want you to really get used to in MLM, education is part of the whole package. So when you come here, you have joined what we call a business school. Are we together? And the only difference you have this time around is you are going to get on-job training. You're going to learn as you earn. Are we together? So don't be so hard on you, but again, don't stay back. You see, when you join campus or university, you know you want to become, for example, a medical doctor. You're going to be there for about 7 years, 5 years of school and 2 years of internship before you start making money, and you're paying in money to learn. Are we together? But still, people stay there for 7 years, and after 7 years, they come out and average, Edmond. How much average does a pharmacist, a normal pharmacist, in a very good pharmacy like First Pharmacy earn per month? About 2 million, 2.5. And there is something about pharmacists. You can be the head pharmacist of a particular pharmacy. How much are you paid when you're like that? You're using your paper to help other people do business. About 2 million. It's around 2 million. And these guys stay in school for how long? How long do you stay in school roughly? 5 years. To earn 2 million per month. And you're doing a lot of learning, isn't it? Now, what's funny is that people accept that to happen in other circles of life. But when it comes to network marketing, they don't want that to happen to them. After 1 year, they feel it's not working. After 1 year, when they're not making 2 million, they feel like, this is not a business for me. But the other side of this business is, if you're serious enough to learn the small nitty-gritties and give yourself time to monitor yourself every single day to do the things that many people don't want to do, which is waking up, going to school, coming back home or university, for you to become a pharmacist, waking up, come to the business center or get online to learn about the business. And then when you learn ABC, you go and practice ABC. You get it? And then when ABC has become so okay with you, now the next time they come or you come to class, they teach DEF all together. Then one day you'll be at Z or Z, they call it, all together. Now, people usually quit when it is still ABC. We don't want you to quit. Are we following? Let's clap for us that we are learning. You see, it took me time to learn many things. One of the skills you have to learn is how to keep your team active and how to keep in touch with people. We call these people skills. Are we together? There's a lot of skills. There is what they call the 7 basic skills of network marketing that you have to learn. The prospecting, the art of talking to people, the inviting, invitation, word of mouth, phone call, SMS, email. There are different ways you can invite. Home visit, invitation. Then after the invitation, you have to learn how to do a presentation. So that when you're somewhere away, you can sit down one person one-on-one and you do a presentation. After the presentation, you have to learn the closing techniques. It's a skill you learn. Then from the closing, you learn the follow-up. And then how to do a new members orientation. There is a lot. Now, among the skills we learn is this one. Communication. Bridging the gap. Keeping in touch. This one is one of them that helps you reactivate the inactive business owners. You see, the IBO simply means independent business owner. That person is independent. When they sign you up in business, you are independent. But before you get to that independent phase, tap your neighbor and tell them, before you get to independency. Some people did not tap their neighbors. You're with your neighbor, but you don't even want to look at them. Look at your neighbor and tell them, before you get to independency. Did I also tell you? Edmond is your neighbor. This one is your neighbor. And to Edmond's neighbor. Tell them, before you get to independency, there are like two other steps you have to go through. When you're still new, you are dependent. You're a baby. There is that mother outline you have. They might be a man. This time is your mother, a man. You get it? Like Yokana is a mother. Who are your children, John? Those ones. This is your mother, John. This time, mother in business. So you depend on your mom. You depend on the system at the Budu house. Now, the dependence phase, you have to learn a lot of things. Now, what's funny is that most people neglect the milk that they're supposed to take from their mothers when they're still in the dependent phase, and they want to be independent when they don't know what it takes to make it. So when we talk about that attitude as, I know that already, especially those of you who come from other companies, and you think you know. No wonder those people really take long to advance in the business. And I don't want you to be like that. Tell your neighbor, he doesn't want you to be like that. In the dependent phase, you have to learn. First of all, the product information, because this is OQATA. Then you learn the OQATA things, the back office, etc. In the dependence, you learn the team culture. In the dependence, you learn the dress code. You learn so many things that will help you get up there together. Then, from the dependence phase, we go to what we call interdependence. Repeat after me, interdependent phase. Now, in the interdependence, if, for example, what's your name? Samuel. If Samuel is my, for example, business partner in business, you like calling them your downlines. That is a little bit rude. They are business partners. If Samuel is my business partner in my downline team, by now, if we stay together for a month, I have taught them how to keep time. I have taught them how to keep the eye contact when talking to me, for starters, as their mother. All together. And then I've also taught them how to give a proper handshake for business. And now I have also taught them the importance of a name list and what a name list is. And then I've also taught them the importance of what we call maybe daily planner, a to-do list, having a diary on you as a business person. Do we have all these tools with us? Now, me and Samuel, when we meet, and today we are talking about the to-do list or the weekly goal. We interdepend. I'm like, Sam, today talk to me about your weekly goal. And then they're the one to advise me, upline, you told me here that the goals are set like this. Now see what you have done. We are kind of now the same level. Where I'm not able to do the business presentation, he does it for me, I do the close. We are interdependent. Say he comes in and with a guest, and they already have a presentation going on, one-on-one with my other guests. I tell him, you know what, bro, one-on-one. Do that presentation as I finish here. When I'm done here, you come and close here, I close there. We interdepend. Mutualistic understanding, mutualism, benefiting from each other. Are we together? Are you following? I just don't want to do the slides. You have these things in your back office. You can read. But I want you to learn. Are we together? Because this business is practical. We're talking about which phase right now? Which phase right now? Everybody shout. Some of you are looking at me because you don't. Interdependence. Which phase are we talking about? Yes. Now, from interdependence phase, you are supposed to become the IBO now, the independent. Now, 1962, 10th October, what happened to Uganda? Independence. Papa, where were you? Were you there? You were not there. You were still a baby. Okay. Who was there? Papa, you were there? You were not there also. But your dad was there. Now, these ones, this is when Uganda got independence. Now, you don't get to be an IBO the day you sign up. Did you listen to me? Did you hear me? What did I say? What did I say? Come and tell them. Tell them your name and then
My name is George and Sasha, and what I said that you become an IBO the day you sign up.
It takes time. There is a process to becoming an IBO. It's like you join in campus, become a pharmacist, and then the day you join university and you're still in the pharmacy school, you call yourself a what? You're lying. You're not yet. Am I making sense? You're not yet a doctor. You're still a student of medicine. And then that day will come when now you become a graduate. All together. And now they can call you a doctor. So today we're talking about one of these very important ones that make you a very good IBO. How to activate or reactivate an inactive member and also customers. And there are some important notes for you here and ideas for you to be used to. It is true that 20 to 30% of your team every single month out of 100 will be active. In fact, we talk about 80-20 rule or 70-30 rule. Only 30% of your 100 distributors usually perform in a month. And now you can get it out of the month and you put it on a weekly basis. And you're like, if I have 10 distributors, I only expect about 2 to 3 of them to come for training. If 10 out of 10 come, then you need to work hard on maintaining the 10 out of 10. Because before you know it, some people usually give up when they're still in the dependent phase. And others usually give up when they are not taught the reasons as to why they came to business. Like when you join business, your upline, your mother, is supposed to get you to understand that you've not come here to work for them. You've come to chase your dream. And most people don't know that. That is why they kneel for the upline as if they are not independent business owners as well. They are, what can I say? I don't know. I don't want to spoil you. But when they be like hiding. Upline is the other side. You come and sit here, you don't make calls. When upline is coming to your desk, you pull out the notebook and then you pretend to be calling people. You know those S6, they call them senior secondary O-level habits of pretending you've been reading in the library, prep time, when the master is passing around, you understand? And then you go to another room, you put back the books and you're conversing, you understand? Some people are like that in business. You don't want to be like that. Now, this is percentages that matter. It means that only 20 to 30 of your 100 people on the team in a month usually make the orders or sign up people. The others do not do any order for whatever the reasons can be. There are many. You get it? So this one should not cause you to have pain of, my people are not coming for training, my people are not working. That means there are a lot of inactive people on your team. You could potentially follow up and win them back to get you more business. In addition, your team will drop out every year regardless of what you do. Network marketing is like, it's a roller coaster thing. People quit every single day. Now I was talking to one of my leaders the other day, and I told them there are people I know who joined OQATA and they have already quit OQATA. There are people here who came because it was new. They were excited. And they felt like just being in there, it's going to be automatic. And right now they have quit. We don't want it to be like that. We don't want to count you as a statistic of the quitters in the first year of the company's existence. Am I making sense? So you need to know this, that a big percentage of the people on your team, a big percentage of the people who buy from you usually never buy back. And those who join you usually never work. But then how do you keep in touch with them to ensure that you are on a daily or on a monthly or weekly basis making more business out of them? You can have business from the inactive and former distributors and customers, and you can make a lot of money from just keeping in touch with people. One thing I learned is when your business, they have bought the idea. And what's funny lately is that the company gives you products. The days we do network marketing, you're only given a booklet, that AK-47, the OQATA presentation guide, and an ID number. That is how for us we join LLM. And then your upline tells you, we have products which you see in pictures and in the stands at the warehouse. You get it? And then you don't have your personal products. And you have to sell products you don't have to make the money so that you can now buy some products for you to use after making sense. That is how it was. But lately it is different. You start with a kit with products. It means everybody who has joined your business can be a potential customer because somehow they have ever used the what? The products. You guys are boring already this morning. Are we alive? Why? These people can come back and make you big orders and commissions because they have already bought from your company before and will more than likely do so again if you stay in touch. So one of the things you must do is to provide great customer service and ask them to buy again. Now, there are many ways you can do this. And we have about 4 points here. What do we mean by these first 2 points here? That when you join this business, you're going to meet people. Some people will buy from you, others will not buy. Out of 100, only 20 are most likely to accept what you're telling them and they can buy. Now, out of the 20 that can potentially buy, 20% of the 20, which is 4 out of the 20 who said yes, can potentially buy. That means out of 100 people, only 4 can buy. 4 is out of the 20 who said yes. And for the invitation, the same. Out of every 100 SMSs you send out, 100 calls you make, accept 20 to deceive you they are coming, but only expect 4 people. Are we following? Now, of the 4 people who join or who buy, the 4 today, 4 tomorrow, 4 after 7 days, 4 is 28. 4 by 7 days, isn't it? Now, that is 1 week, 28. Now, 28 per week for 4 weeks is what? 100 and what? 100 plus. And 12? 116. What is 28 by 4? Please use calculators. What is your head? Let's participate fast. 112. 100 and? That means if on a monthly basis you can have 112 people just by closing 4 people per day, even those 112 people, this is what they told you. 20 to 30% of the 112 will quit. Now, if you don't track, you'll feel frustrated. You'll be like, 112 people promised to pay, and still they did not pay. Okay, they paid, and they bought 1 liver care each. And then next month, you don't have a sale because 80% of them have quit. And only 20 or 30 of them can come back. But now how do we get back these people? These are the points we want to talk about. Number 1, if you want to keep people and you keep a customer for years. Now, there is a lady, there are more than one, there are like 5 people. I've sold to them supplements for the last 12 years. Yesterday, she bought one product again, one of them, 12 years. It was a little bit frustrating because she wanted like 2 super omega-3 and 1 liver care. And then the super omega-3 wasn't there. Like, where can I find it? But I'm going to get it today. I've already got where to get it. You need to have a database. We talk about a name list. There are books that we must have as distributors. A name list is that book where you write the people you know can potentially buy or join your business. Yes or yes? And that book, they tell you in the trainings you come for in this business that it has to keep growing every other day. Yes or no? And they say the lazy among us should have, if you are still a distributor and you're interested in growth, you should have at least 3 to 5 names added on your name list on a daily basis. And the mathematics is this. If I can add 5 people on my name list for the next 30 days, 5 times 30, how many have I added? Mathematics, everybody, let your phones not cause me to, you know, when you're on your phone and you're not here, I'm going to embarrass you. That's it. And I'm just going to embarrass you. I'm going to make you stand up. You either stand up, you stay standing, or you walk out. That is me. Please, if your neighbor is on the phone, tell them. I'll make you stand up, you hate me, I don't care. Because this you need. If you add 5 people to your name list on a daily for 30 days, how many have you added after a month? 150. Now, 150, is that a small number? Now, if you don't have a book where you write these things, or these names, let me not call them things, are you organized or disorganized? That means if that name list is there, you always have a list from where you can make phone calls from to make the invitation, both for customers and distributor potential sign-ups. Yes or yes? So there is a database, a tracker for these names. If you're adding 150 per month, after 10 months, you have 1,500 contacts. That's a big 4-quire book. A 4-quire book for names. And then, out of this way of continually invited, we talk about a different book that if somebody comes and sits in a presentation like the one we're going to have in the afternoon today, and then you sit them in a circle, they're supposed to sign in another book. Which book is that? Those of you who know, put up your hand. Yes, Papa. It's a follow-up book. And what is a follow-up book? Come and tell us. Because these points, these notes you have in your back office. What's a follow-up book?
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good morning. Morning. The follow-up book is where you can track people who have seen the business and see how best you can keep in touch with those people.
Let's clap for him. It's called a follow-up book. How many of us have your books where you write the people who have seen the business every day with you here? You're either organized or, let's agree. You're either organized or, imagine coming to a chemistry class and you don't have the notebook. And they're going to talk about organic chemistry, those CH3, those things. You remember that chemistry? And then you trust your head that when I'm done here, I'll go and do these things at home. Will you do them? No. You're wasting time. That is why the statistic that came in the first paragraph is so true, that 80% of the people are inactive. They are useless in their business. You don't want to be a statistic of the 80% for your upline. Yes or yes? Papa, are you following? Now, they're telling you to get yourself in line so that you can have more business from the inactive people. You must, first of all, be organized. You must have a database, a name list, a follow-up book. You must have books. You go to meet somebody about products. Mommy Kathy, how are you? This is Super Omega-3. You see, this is the best for the brain health and the joints and the heart. But the reason I'm telling you about this one is because of your eyes. You told me you have cataracts, right? This one can help. Let me get you the PDF you see. I read because I'm still new. I read for you because I'm still cramming. You get it? But after 6 months of reading for many customers, have I crammed the information? Yes. This time I don't have to read after 1 year. Because as a fresher at university, or as an S1, they call them basset banners, those freshers of S1. You get it? The banners. You don't be a banner in S3. Does it make sense? If you are doing this business, you want to be banners at school when you're in S3. You're organized. You're duplicating bad manners to our new people because they see you sitting there disorganized. Database is your most valuable business. It's an asset. You know the meaning of asset? It's an asset. So I keep my books. The other day I was showing my people my diaries with to-do lists every day. And then I got out my notebooks. And then I pulled out my name lists. And I'm like, you know what? The reason I'm sponsoring people every single month, it's because, man, I have many books, my database. And I do not rely on the old contacts. Every other time I add names, I tell them this is what I added today, even when they are 2. Because 2 for 30 days is 60. Are we following? So your database is your most valuable asset. So make sure you keep a contact tracker with every person who joins your team. Then there is another book you must have, the distributor's booklet or book. How many of you who are serious in business have a book where you've written the people who have joined your business, even when they are not sponsored by you? You see, when you go to your back office, the graphical genealogy, and then it shows sponsor, level 3. When it shows sponsor, some of you have 0 there. Change it. Put binary. Do you know what I'm talking about now? Oh, those of you don't. It is in you log in at OQATAWellness.com. You put your ID 3745, that is mine. Then I put my password. You do it for yourself. You get it? Then you go to that menu. If you have not done that, you are not yet in business. You must have a tracker for everything, every person who joins your team. See that binary structure, look for the newest person, and then you ask, who sponsored this one? And then you want to keep in touch with them. When you get that relationship, even if the upline is still a cabbage, they have just sponsored somebody they will leave to die, you can get business out of this person because it is still your team. Yes or yes? You must track. You must have a book where you write the people in your team. And then you realize you only have 20 people and you're 7 months old. This time you don't want to sleep. Because there's somebody who is 2 months and they have 300 people. And then you want to go to them and ask, Kakati, how do I get my team to move to 100 in the next 2 months in numbers? You can't do that if you're disorganized. That is why we're telling you. How do you activate the inactive? Some people join and they never get oriented. And then you have to look out for them. You're like, who is this Martha that I saw in the system? And then they tell you, Martha is that little girl there. And you're like, oh, Martha, my name is Stephen Molindwa. Oh, feel free to call me SK. They're like, I'm your upline. I want to work with you. So what do you know about business? You've started already. And they don't know anything. And then you start getting in touch. And I tell them, keep coming early. Make sure you attend the presentation. Don't be like those other guys. I love doing it that way. I bring you in the presentation time and I show you. You see those guys outside? They're just conversing and they're on their phones in the wrong time. Because they don't have guests. And they're assuming they're going to call guests in the time for attending presentation. And the day will come when they have to be the ones doing the presentations and there will be cabbages. Don't be like those cabbages. I tell them those names. And I tell them, this time is for what? It's for OPP. Why are they outside? They are cabbages. Don't be like them. Come inside. Do you know why you're supposed to be inside here? To learn how to do those things. Because the day is going to come when you have to be independent. And if you neglect the time for learning, are we learning? Yeah. Database. And then I add them in my distributors that have taught the importance of being in OPP. I can track everything. And then I know for Namakula, she knows name list, comma, she knows follow-up, comma, she knows this, comma, she knows this, comma, but she hasn't learned the posturing. She hasn't learned the eye contact. So I will get back. Are we following? These notes you have. You have to track everything. The same for customers. Please read this one for me. Everybody out and loud. Open your mouth. Read for me the ones that are highlighted in here. The count of 3, 1, 2, 3, Wait. Read for me that second sentence. A customer base is a database. A customer-based database. A customer database is a collection of information about all the customers that have made a purchase from your business. I like it when somebody sells 1500 tea and they're excited about the profits after 10 days. And then I'm like, hey, Mark, tell me, who bought the first 100 tea you sold of the 15? And you're like, I don't know. Like some guy from Seda, I delivered. And they're like, how many days are those? I think that's about 2 weeks ago. And then you're like, so how are they taking it? I told them to take 1 times 3. And then I asked them, so tell me, how many capsules are in the 100 tea? How many? Answer. How many? So if they're taking 1 times 3, the bottle will be done in how many days? Huh? And then it is 15 days. And I'm like, have you kept in touch? The fool has not done the work. And then you're saying business is hard. You're disorganized. That's why many people die. And then you say, these things are hard. This business is hard. It's not hard. You're just disorganized. You don't have a tracker for your business. And then you go to these people of Chikugo. When they have brought in, for example, the guy who does books, stationery. Now it is the season they are selling because it is back to school, isn't it? When the guy brings in 44 choir booklets, they will track 4 choir books, 40. After 1 week, they do stock taking. And they realize they've only sold 15 of the 40. They are on pressure. You know what they're going to do? They're going to get those other people who you want to be like. The guys who are told 5,000 a day, you come and stand outside my shop and call the people to come in my shop, 5,000. And then you, who is going to get 5,000 plus lunch, you call in 20 customers today, and they take 30 books, and the guy makes a profit of 400,000, and you get only 5,000 plus lunch of 3,000. Other people's experience and time. What do business people do? They use OPE and OPT, isn't it? Do that for yourself. You've understood, clap for yourself. How many of you have that book? They call that delivery book. You've sold liver care and you don't know how many you've sold. Because you don't have a delivery book. You don't track your business. It's not a database. You have shown the business to many people, but there is no place where you can see you think you have shown business to many people. Kumbe, if you are tracking, there are only 25 people and you're 3 months old. 25 people seeing your business in 3 months. Are you lazy or you're super lazy? You don't want to say that because you don't have trackers for these things. Some of you are so busy clapping hands, sitting in your upline big circle, and at the end of the day, you don't have a tracker for your own personal business. How many personal guests you had in the last 2 weeks? It is still counting 0. But because you don't have a tracker, you don't give a damn. And then yourself, you're inactive in your business. Because you don't do what has to be done. Now, how can you activate the inactive? When yourself, you are what? Clap for yourself. This one you have to clap because this is... So we have to track. And they're telling you it's the most powerful tool at your disposal. And it's easy to get. You can get in a simple book. After all, what's better than a repeat business? I love it. This morning, 200 tea. And this guy called me and he's like, I need more for my father. Because 2 days ago, I inboxed them on WhatsApp. It's 8 days, 2 days from today. The other bottle, the second, is going to get done. And you want to tell me he's okay with only 3 bottles? No, it's not yet. The thing was enlarged for a long time before we discovered it was enlarged. I told you, minimum, there will be 9 bottles for 3 months. But even after 9 bottles, we can get more. But it's only 3, so let's get the 4th and the 5th plus the 6th. And he told me, oh, I don't have money. I can only send you for 2. And then as I'm doing that, I'm also following up on other people who are supposed to join business. Anthony, what's up? It's 3 weeks you told me you start business. Are you serious about starting the new year with your foot on the pedal? Are we following? Anyway. Point number 2. Read for me the one highlighted in black. The laziest you can do is once a month. You see, these days the world is so simplified. Our days, and the SMSs are very expensive. And it's what we would use. We would send SMSs for happy birthday, what, happy new week, happy weekend. Because I have my 15 customers in that book that I've already sold to, and my goal is to make them 20 this end of week. And I have to add 5 more buyers. That means this week my target is to sell to 5 new people as I track the 15 for the last 3 months I've been in business to see if they can repeat buy. And then this 15, my upline tells me, send them a hello. It is WhatsApp, instant chat. WhatsApp. Snapchat. Edda. Gokuba esimu nagano jikwata. Neka kati era njikuba. As my customer Carol, I called. I'll buy on Monday. Monday comes. I be patient, posture. I wait till like 2 p.m. Hi, I think lunch is done. I've been waiting for your call. You told me Monday. Nothing. Steven, I'm busy. I'll call you tomorrow morning. I think I'll be in town tomorrow morning. Today. But most likely today you're going to buy. But Carol is buying for the 4th time. And then there is this other guy who joined last week. I followed them up from the day I signed up in business. He was in my top 10 in my name list. It is only last week that he signed up. And I had to meet him with manager Frank. I told him, manager wants to see you because you have potential. Guy comes to see the manager. I tell Frank in the back door, A, B, C, skip F, talk about Z, Y. Do you understand? Because I knew the person I was dealing with. Let's clap for manager Frank. He's doing a good job there. So, make it a goal to set aside 10 to 15% of your business hours to follow up with the people, both customers and prospects that you've written down in the books. If possible, follow up with each inactive person on your team at least once per month. Now, if your team is less than 300 people really, how do you even follow up a person once a month? Update them and update them and update them and be Mr. Update. Like Segirinya who died. You could text them, email them, call them, talk on Facebook, or use whatever method you choose. Now, sometimes when you SMS, when you messenger, or when you WhatsApp them, there is blue tick and they leave. They blue tick and then it is 15 messages. Blue ticked, seen and no response. There, me, I call. I get you from the WhatsApp list to people I'll call. You understand? So I call. This morning, after 4 months, because before I joined OQATA, I was planning on this person. It is today that Subuga has finally accepted to pick my call. You understand? And when we picked the call, I told him, I want to see you. He said, I'm still at home. I said, you're a man, I'm a man. I am in my car and you are in your bed. Let us make a video call. I want to see if you are fine. He said, I'm okay, upline. I said, no, you're not. Video call. He said, no, it's not safe. I said, to who? To your wife. She knows me. If he doesn't know me, tell him it is Stephen I'm not talking. We had to talk for like 30 minutes, video call, because we couldn't meet. But after our talk, he's like, I think I need to make time and come and see that business. Then I was a little bit desperate. You know, I was telling him, I'm the one doing a presentation today, come today, because he's in Nasana. He said, Upline, you know I can't come today. I said, okay. I lost posture there. I said, Linda, go on my business. Let's do on Monday. You understand? Follow up. Follow up with each person at least once a month if you're lazy. Talk to people oftenly. Are we together? In addition, if somebody has ever bought from you, the last point here is very important. There is a lady who is a wife to one of the top officials in the State House, Patience. I have kept her buying my products for a long time. Now I'm selling her liver care, resveratrol, the super omega 3. She also takes Androti because she's above 45 years. And this is the statement that got her to become my friend. Madam Patience, I know, you get those clients who are referrals, and then you deliver the product, and you don't know who they are. The next time you want to deliver the product, I come, and then there is a security detail. I said, hey, the car was in the middle. There was a double cabin pickup with military people, not police. And then she was in the middle, and then she had come to see me with my Kavera. I said, okay, now I had to change, you understand? The way I see her. And in my mind, I said, this one needs extra customer care. And not only that, she can get me other people. And she has done that. Somebody sends 3 million worth of a superior, and it's reorders. And then it is you to think whether to put an account. Who wants those customers? And then it's last week that we agreed you have to join the business so that you can buy at a discount. But it came when I was like, I appreciate the business so much. And then the driver was listening. I said, you see, I was busy. I had like a few people to meet, but I had to deliver these products by myself because I had to have some questions from you so that I can give you answers. I was pretending I had just come to deliver, but then the environment made me change. You understand? Are we doing business now? So you can keep in touch with people and get them to get you more business. Now, a time came when a friend to Patience called Marion bought once and she spent a long time without buying. She didn't want to pick my phone calls. I went back to Patience and I'm like, on my behalf, please call Marion now and tell her you want to talk to her. And then in the middle of your talk, I want you to mention that I'm here, and then I talk to her because there is a mistake I made in the way she was taking the products. It wasn't a mistake, and I talk to her. You understand? Because me, now as the casual guy, you understand? So I went, we talked, and then Marion is like, hey, Stephen, okay, fine. It's not that I didn't want to pick you, it's just that my husband had negatized me. And then I'm like, okay, now, Patience is here, she can tell you, I'm here. I want to give you the best of the support. See that you can do business. Now, Marion is also going to join as a premium. How do these people come today? Government officials. When you know how to track your business. And when you track your business, this is what's going to happen. The people will be handled differently because you're tracking them. When you keep in touch with Mark, you're going to realize, Mark, this guy kept in touch this morning with. I'm like, it's 2 weeks, you don't come to the training center. He told me, my house in the village got burnt and my last born got the leg burnt. We are in Ginger Hospital. I said, hey, he sent a photo. And I'm like, hey, actually, so what can I do? Can I buy breakfast for you in the hospital this morning? I said 20K. It's called customer care. This person cannot quit. Even when they quit for 6 months, what's going to happen? They remember the 20,000 and they'll come and buy 6 liver care. And who's going to make money? Who? You can also let them know about any company announcements. These ones you're so good at doing. New product releases or any other information that might be of interest to them. For example, yesterday I was communicating with some people. I told them, by the way, you took long to make the repurchase of Trimton Enhancer. It's so on demand that for the next few weeks, we don't have stock for it. it is out of stock. Say, "Kale, wasiga wangambye." Then I was telling them, you know what? I'm busy collecting money for the people who needed it that have missed it. That's going to be around for the next 3 weeks. So if you send the money now, who has understood? Clap for yourselves if you understood. Some people are saying, book me so that when it comes, because I told them when it comes, again, they will first work on those who booked. Is the business hard? No. It's just that we're so busy doing many things that we don't give time to the things that get us paid. The same for business, recruiting people. You don't need 1 million people. They talk about maybe recruit 40 people, get 10 who are serious, and then the 10 recruit 40, let them get 10 who are serious. How do you recruit 40 people? How do you recruit 40 people? If you're lazy among us, tell your neighbor if you're lazy among us. Take your business like a job. First of all, sit your upline down and tell them, I want to learn how to make a call, an invitation phone call to a stranger, an invitation phone call to a friend, an invitation phone call to a family member. Get the differences. Then write the name list down and start making phone calls. If you're lazy, you can make 30 in a day. 30 calls. 7 in the morning to 4 p.m. in the evening, those are 10 hours. 3 calls per hour will give you 30 calls a day. Is that hard? That means the lazy among us. You can make 30. If you make 30 calls Monday to Sunday, 7 days, 30 times 7 is 210. Some of your name lists are only having 40 people. 210 in a week invited. This week, you are lazy. You're still learning the language. You're not confident. You will not get a guest. Next week, you'll be a star. Your upline will sit down with you and you invited 210 people, no one came. Let's see how you did it. Dependence first. You sit down. You guys are busy for the people that you want to make money with. Now, if they make, you tell them that is a mistake. Stop. Get another number. You call that one next week. Call like this. Are you understanding? After 10 mistakes, the 11th is not a mistake. So you have 210 this week. You already have spoiled 11 or 10. You have 200 to be good on. Am I making sense? Who is understanding? So if 200 you call and you only get 30 guests this week, the 170 have said no. But 30 came. If you have 30 guests a week, are those few people? Now, if you're so bad, you close 1 out of 30. But if you're using the dynamics of taking people to the office to see and getting manager to talk, and your upline who is having posture, Hajara, to show them the car paper, that thing, and the check thing, those things, you know them, those big papers, you understand? You know what's going to happen? Out of 30, you sign up like 3. Do it for 5 months. 3 times 5 is how many? 15. If God only gives you 5 of the 15 to be serious like you already have what we call a Ruby structure. If those guys become platinum. You know, I was telling my friend, hey, this OQATA is not hard. You only need 7 people to become platinum and you're diamond, you're driving a Range Rover. I told them I'm going to sign up 50 so that the statistics work against me. Of the 50, let God give me only 10 to become platinum in 9 months. Next year we shall be diamonds, next year but 1. But some of you are seated. You see, making 1,000 personal points is as easy as getting 20 customers and you follow them up the way we are telling you. Offer them a Valentine's flower this day, today. You know, those customers of yours are ladies, or those distributors of yours who are potentials, they have money away from the business. You want them to make you money. You corner them. You understand? Send them a gift as an upline as a flag. Today is Valentine. 20,000. Goes. The upline sent me a Valentine gift. Wow. Then tomorrow you ask for an appointment. And it is for telling them these things. You know, I appreciate that you signed up as a Spedia. But since the day you signed up, I've not seen activity from you. If somebody signs up as a Spedia, by the way, they have a circle of the same people. At least deluxe people. You understand? But you have to dig in. Don't be busy. You're busy, and you're busy doing like this. My upline was telling me one day, stop being busy doing this. You're going to get busy spells, and then you think business is not working because now the world is like this. He said, you be busy taking the first step, signing up a person. Second step, learning how to get a customer base and have some customers, some people joining your business. Make sure you become good at people's skills. You're progressing. Thank you so much for learning. Please clap for yourselves. Just have to get creative. So following up shows that you care about, or you care more than just the sale, and you're interested in building a relationship. This in turn helps you create a customer trust. And people will love you. You know these people. The other time I went there in shorts, it was a Sunday, to meet my client. He said, I've not seen you in shorts before. You also put on shorts. I do. It's a Sunday. He said, I told him, you wanted me to be in suits on a Sunday. He said, you're so branded for suits. I like your suits, but I also wanted to see you when you're putting on other clothes. You understand? And then they called other people. And they said, this one has a product called Liver Care. That Liver Care product, he knows how to talk about it, but meat has worked for me well. I said, no, how do I start on this one? But after we talked. And then the daughters, I want them to join business. So be good at these things. And encourage people to choose your company again and again and again. Like yesterday, Abdul was telling me, I've been using that product of prostate from DF Suma, and it's good. I have to be nice to appreciate the product is good. You understand? Because it is good. Then I told him, that one, ours is 4 times better, because it is the truth. Ours has more components. If you learn the 100T, you know. You understand? And then they're like, I wanted 2 bottles of the other. I said, I'm going to give you this one. He said, I want the other one. I said, this one has 60 capsules, yours has 30 capsules. I had to be good. That is why we tell you to keep coming for training. I said, 60 capsules of that. How many do you take per day? He said, you take 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is how many capsules? 6. 60 capsules get done in how many days? 10 days. And then I tell them, how much is that? 160. I said, this one is too concentrated. You take 1 capsule times 3, 30 capsules, no pill burden, same number of days, less money, 120,000. He said, give me those ones. Some people didn't understand. They should have clapped. And I'm sure 100%. They take 100T. The difference will be felt more than the other, because this pharmacist knows this is stronger than the other one. So when you become good, let them choose your company. Now, when they choose it, make sure they don't go away from it. You make sure that happens by doing it yourself. Tukola abantu nabagambye bali ku ssimu ngenda bayimiriza waka tuli mu kiraasi. Tuyinza oba okyatinga, lwojjukidde okukyatinga nga tolina na ssente leero. Yabayimiriza. You know, my upline had to send me out of a very important training for me to learn that when you're training, it's only for 1 hour or 2, be there. That day he told me, stand up, come to the front. What were you doing? Stand here. And he said, can you please teach what I was teaching? And I was angazed. He said, this is why you are broke. This is why many people who are like you never make money. And then he said, get out of my class. Make sure you don't come to my training 2 times. When you see about training, count 1. Then 2, third time come. And make sure you introduce yourself to me before you come. This is what some people of you need to do, or some of you need to do these things. Because this is business. My upline told me, like Eric Corey says, you need military discipline. You know military grade? They train old people to learn how to stay at ease when the president is passing. Now, here, we don't want to cane you to become millionaires. But when I'm teaching you, I'll do it. Let's clap for ourselves. Thank you. Lastly, second last, you want to stay in touch with people until they do what? Read for me. Let me not read. 1, 2, 3, everybody, uh-huh. 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 Just last week, I kept in touch with a lady called Carol. And then she asked me, but Stephen, why do you want me to take your Trimton? She took it, and her stomach did not go because she took 1 bottle. And I told her you need 3 plus 2 omega-3 for the first month. She said, let me first take 1. So she took 1, of course she had bowel movement, which was okay. And then her periods. And that was not her goal. And then after she says the product doesn't work, I said, but you're mad. And I told her straight, because we were talking. You said periods not there. And then now they came. And you said the product doesn't work. I said, that one is assigned to show you that other things were happening in the body when the product was taken. But you refused to take other bottles. And you're still saying your stomach didn't go. And then I told him, I want us to get realistic. Before you get a big tummy, it takes long. Why do you want it to go in 1 week or 2 weeks? Let's think about it. And I told her, when somebody is bleaching, do they bleach themselves in 1 day and tomorrow they are brown? It is consistency. Then I said, I want you to be like people who are bleaching. Be patient. And then she asked me, she was convinced now, you understand? Then she told me, can't you tell me, but why do you insist I take omega-3 alongside this one? Let me take only this one. Now there you have spoiled it for me. When you give me audience like this, unless I've not been in training. That's why you should clap for Manager Frank, because he's struggling to teach you these things and some of you are not seeing. Let's clap for Manager Frank. That is for Manager Frank. Let's clap for Dr. Eli. That is, then let's clap for the pharmacists around. Edmund. Tap your head like this. This guy called me, he used to say statements I want to say, but you tell yourself that one. It is a drum. You understand? Stay in touch forever. That is self-explanatory. I've given you very many examples. This is where the magic happens. You want to stay in touch with people until they buy. They ask you to contact them, never contact them again. This is what smart marketers do, repetition. Of course, you never use high pressure or hard selling, but you keep in touch. People's situations can change. It will change. Of course, they'll always change. They'll be like, I was having pressure, I'm okay now. And then you want to sell them for detoxification. And then they're like, but ulcers is not a problem anymore. And then you tell them, but you're using your musculoskeletal system. Let me show you that every single day simply because you can't tell me about it. Before you know it, the articulation of the bone, they learn. Because you've been in training, education is key. Training is key. This thing is very easy. I mean, people, this is someone asking, how did you become a brass? I said, I don't know.